What's up, guys? Jimmy your Chaos, welcome back, and today we're going to do something a little different. Next week, we will go back to the regular COD history video on Sunday, but today, we are going to take a look at the 10 best World War I and World War II FPS games, kind of leading up to the hype of Call of Duty World War II reveal, and I thought it would be fun. I put this up over on my Chaos Top 10s channel, and I wanted to share it with you guys as well. So if you guys enjoy it and you like that content, be sure to subscribe to Chaos Top 10s. There's a new Top 10 video game related video up every day. So enjoy and let me know what your favorite World War shooter is on this list in the comments. With the recent success of Battlefield 1 and with Call of Duty 2017 pretty much being confirmed to be set during World War II, today we decided to take a look back at the best games set during this era. What is up, guys? Jimmy your Chaos, welcome to Chaos Top 10s, and today we are going to go over 10 of the best World War I and World War II shooters, and there are more than you may think. During the early 2000s, World War FPS games were insanely popular, and there were some incredibly good ones during that time, as well as recently. So sit back, drop a like on the video, and away we go. At number 10, kicking off our list, is the epic Battlefield series, specifically Battlefield 1942 from 2002, set during World War II. This was actually the very first game in the Battlefield series, and some still consider it to be the best to date. A very large-scale, class-based shooter, this game laid the foundation for one of the most legendary franchises in gaming history, and influenced many other games at that time. This next one at number 9 you may have never heard of. Red Orchestra, Ostfront 4145. Red Orchestra was an FPS franchise that focused more on the tactical side of the genre, and Ostfront 4145 is one of the main standout entries. It focused on the eastern front of World War II with the conflict between the Soviet and German forces, a side of the war that we don't really hear much about. The game was actually created out of a mod for Unreal Tournament 2004 called Red Orchestra Combined Arms. Regardless of the development, this game is great, and I highly recommend checking it out if you want a solid tactical FPS game that tells a story that we don't hear too much about nowadays. At number 8, we have Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway. Do you remember this series? Back when World War II games were all the rage in the early to mid-2000s, the Brothers in Arms series established itself as the grittier, more visceral of the bunch. Released in 2008, this game was very tactical as the player used hand signals, all from which were historically accurate to those used during the war to command their fleet, and had a cool mechanic where the game was in first person, but you could take cover in third person, allowing you to get a better view of what parts you were covered or exposed to the actual enemy. The game also had a novel written alongside it by the game director, Colonel John Antal, who served in the U.S. Army for over 30 years. At number 7, we have Wolfenstein The New Order. Now, this game isn't technically a World War II game, but it takes place in an alternate universe where the Nazis won the war. So, I mean, it's also technically a World War II game. Either way, it's a great game. It takes place in an alternate future where the Nazis were victorious, and you play as a patient at a laboratory as he is about to be executed and he makes his escape. The environment is very eerie and the combat is very good and very bloody. If you have a PS4 and you haven't played this yet, go check it out. It's a great entry into the Wolfenstein series. At number 6, we have Call of Duty 2, going way back. Often considered to be the best of the old school pre-COD 4 Call of Duty games, COD 2 really put the franchise on the map. An emotional campaign and epic multiplayer experience, Call of Duty 2 really had it all for the time period. The first COD is great as well, but everything that Call of Duty 1 does well, Call of Duty 2 does even better. And that's more than enough to earn a spot on this list today. At number 5, we have Medal of Honor Frontline. Here's one you might have actually played, as it was released in 2002 but was ported to the PS3 in the deluxe edition of the 2010 Medal of Honor game. Medal of Honor Frontline focuses on the battle against the Wehrmacht with memorable characters and a fast-paced gunplay that likely influenced the Call of Duty series a few years later. It's actually still available on the PlayStation Network for the PS3, so if you still have a PS3, break it out of the closet, download the game, and definitely give it a try. I bet you forgot number 4 was actually a World War II game. Wolfenstein 3D, one of the most influential FPS games of all time. Wolfenstein is just pure fun. And come on, what other game do you battle with Mecha Hitler? That's just awesome. Sure, it's probably the goofiest of all the games on the list, but hey, It's a World War II game, and it's fun as hell, so it's more than deserving of a spot on this list. At number 3, we have Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, the first of the Brothers in Arms series. This one came out in 2005. This game focused heavily on small squads and heavy teamwork, as the player was almost always in control of 1 or 2 teammates as well as yourself. The 2 squads, fire team and assault team, and the weapons were made intentionally inaccurate to provide extra realism and challenge, as you couldn't just run in Rambo style like you could in Call of Duty or Medal of Honor. You had to think strategically and conserve your shots. Plus, the game was based on the real-life 502nd Parachute Infantry Regiment that was dropped behind enemy lines on D-Day. And all of the events are based on real encounters that the squad actually had. All in all, the game is not only a great FPS, but a great piece of historical fiction. One of my favorites on this list at number 2 is Call of Duty World at War. The last World War II game of Call of Duty, until this year hopefully, is World at War. It's definitely the most authentic game in the COD franchise, with fantastic voice acting and sound design to match the gritty environments and the brutal violence. This game managed to take the elements of the original Call of Duty trilogy, the historical setting, weapons, and locations, and merge it with the elements of the new Call of Duty 4, kill streaks, custom classes, and more realistic visuals, and the result was nothing short of amazing. While the game isn't exactly the cleanest thanks to hacking and cheating, it still earns its place in Call of Duty history and in gaming history as one of the most authentic and fun World War II games of all time. You guys probably had a pretty good guess where we were going for number 1 today. Battlefield 1, the most recent release on this list. Battlefield 1 is definitely one of the best in the entire series. Taking the epic war series back to the First World War, Battlefield 1 took everything great about the modern Battlefield games and seamlessly brought them back in time to fit the historical setting. Developers DICE did an amazing job with this game and delivered probably the most authentic World War I game of all time with this. There aren't really any other games that capture the large-scale confrontations of the Great War like Battlefield 1 does. If you haven't played it, definitely check it out. It's absolutely worth it. And there you have it, my friends. 10 of the best World War I and World War II shooters. Let us know where we got it right and wrong in the comment section. Be sure to follow Chaos Top 10s on Twitter and subscribe to the channel. We do a new Top 10 every day. If you guys have any suggestions on what you'd like to see, definitely let us know. And there's a playlist below with all of the other Top 10s. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow with another video.